Hey everybody, and this video brings us out to Kissimmee, Florida. And the reason why we are in Kissimmee, Florida today is to take a look at something pretty interesting. Something I've actually documented before, back when I first started this channel, back when I was still just doing, trying to lock my van, back when I was still just doing very quick, unedited videos. So I figured, since I'm living down here now, because at that point I was still living in Pennsylvania, since I'm living down here now, why not come back out here and document this a little better, show this to you guys a little better, because this is pretty amazing. I've been fascinated by this since I found out about this many years ago, probably a good decade or more ago. I found out about this thing and its existence, and I'm going through puberty, and its existence, and I wanted to see it. So maybe 2 years ago at this point, 2 years ago, it's early in the morning. 2 years ago at this point, I had to come out here. I had to see this. And like I said, I very quickly sort of documented it very briefly, but I wanted to come back out here, spend some more time with this. Also, when I was out here last time, it was during Christmas, and they had this whole thing kind of like roped off, and it was decorated kind of like a Christmas tree, which was kind of neat, but it made it a little bit more difficult to see. So we are out here today to see something really cool, something really awesome. We are here at the circle intersection of Monument Avenue and Draken Avenue, or maybe Lakeview Drive. Looks like Lakeview Drive, Monument Avenue, or Draken Avenue and Monument Avenue. Either way, Monument Avenue here in Kissimmee, Florida, to see what sits right in front of me. So the reason why we are out here today is to take a look at this. Check this out. This is the Monument of the States, built in 1943. Look at this. How cool is this? This is an original tourist attraction. Before the days of Disney World, before the days of Universal, before the days of SeaWorld, this is what drew people to the area. Look at that. The Monument of the States. This thing is pretty awesome. Could definitely use a new paint job. Needs maybe some restoration, but this is too cool. This looks amazing. Again, I've been fascinated by this for so many years. So happy to be out here taking a look at this. So there are a couple of different plaques out here. This one says Army Air Forces Auxiliary Training Field, 349th Night Fighter Squadron, 1943, Kissimmee, Florida. And this one says Monument of the States, 50th Anniversary, 1943 to 1993, 50-year time capsule to be opened in the year 2043. I did not know there was a time capsule here. This is cool. I'm gonna have to, if I'm still living in the area, I'm gonna have to be back out here in 2043 to take a look at this. That is cool. I love time capsules. That is neat. And again, I had no idea there was an actual time capsule out here. This plaque here actually gives us some information on the Monument of the States. It says the brainchild of Dr. Charles Bressler Pettis. The Monument of the States was dedicated on March 28, 1943. Dr. Pettis was president of the Kissimmee All-States Tourist Club. He thought it was a fitting tribute to the winter visitors who came to the community from each of the then 48 states. Work began in the fall of 1941 with local businesses and residents donating more than 500 bags of cement for the project. The city of Kissimmee provided the site. The cast club members were the volunteer labor, and rocks were brought in from all over the country and abroad. This is so cool. You can see them actually building it here. He's right sort of up there. There's, I believe, an actual photo from the dedication. That is really cool. I like the fact that these photos exist of them building it and the dedication. That is neat. Looks a little bit different now, but this would be, I believe, a view from down the street right down there, because down there is a lake. Only maybe a block or so away is a lake. So that's a view kind of this direction. That is awesome. I love that photos from back then exist of them, again, building it and dedicating it. That is really neat. I suppose I'll also read the rest of the plaque. It says, in the form of an irregular quadrilateral step pyramid of 21 varying tiers, the bottom tier is 16 feet, the top one 2.5 square feet. Total weight of the monument is 600,000 pounds. When completed, it consisted of 1,500 stones from the 48 states and 21 countries, with Pettis adding stones collected from his travels. President Franklin D. Roosevelt contributed a stone from his Hyde Park estate on the Hudson. The monument has a base of 22 square feet and is 50 feet tall. A solid concrete American bald eagle weighing 562 pounds with a 6-foot wingspan sits atop the 3-foot concrete sphere, which was poured where it rests. That's cool. When Dr. Pettis died on May of 1954, the city commissioner passed an ordinance allowing his remains to be buried in the monument. I did not know that either. Although the gesture was greatly appreciated by Mrs. Pettis, she chose to have them interred in his hometown of Grant, Missouri. The Monument of the States was entered into the National Historical Register on October 23rd, 2015. Okay, so his remains are actually not here. Would have been interesting though, had like some of his remains maybe been put here, like just, I don't know, if they had him cremated, like some of his remains interred here. That would have been interesting, but apparently his remains are in Missouri, but still really, really neat. For a very brief second there, I got really excited thinking, oh my gosh, is there somebody actually buried here? But no, the creator of this amazing monument is not buried here, but still really awesome, really cool. And the fact that this is here is just so neat. There's so much cool stuff to look at and read all over this monument. You can literally be out here all day just taking a look at everything there is on this monument. So as the plaque said, there are stones from all of the 48 states at the time this was constructed, and a whole bunch of different countries as well, like Spain, there's Michigan, there's Indiana, there's Ohio, there's Vermont, Italy, Greece, Kentucky, Belgium, England, even the Pacific Ocean. Look at that. That is so cool. That is really, really neat. So I'm gonna try to find a couple of very special ones. I of course want to find one from Pennsylvania, since that's where I'm from. I want to find the one that FDR donated as well. There's Canada up there. That is so neat. And these go all the way around the entire monument, again, all the way up to the very, very tip top. Just tons of stones collected and donated from all these different states, all these different countries. This is really, really neat. That is just too cool. And there's that eagle up there. This is awesome. So what's actually kind of surprising is that plaque did not state that the whole reason why this was conceived in the first place was because of the Pearl Harbor attacks in 1941. Dr. Pettis got the idea after the attacks to build something like this, not only to bring in tourists. Again, he was the head of the tourist committee, so of course he wanted to bring tourists to the area, tourists to the town. So building something like this would definitely do that, and at the time definitely did do that. But he also wanted to build something to show solidarity throughout the nation and throughout the world. So he came up with this idea to kind of honor all the different states and all the countries and whatnot, and to show solidarity throughout again, not only the nation, but throughout the world as well. So it was conceived after the Pearl Harbor attack in 1941. So pretty awesome. I'm still looking for all the exact stones I wanted to find, but looking at this thing, you just keep seeing so many different stones and so many interesting things. Like, I don't know, is that a buffalo? What is that right there? I don't even know what half this stuff is. You just keep looking at this and finding other interesting stones and other interesting things, and I think pieces of like coral that are up there as well, which is really, really interesting. Again, you could just look at this thing for forever. So down here on the corner of the monument is another plaque. This one says, in honor of Dr. C.W. Bressler Pettis, president of the All States Tourist Club, the originator and co-founder of the Monument of the States. This plaque is made available by the citizens of Kissimmee for his untiring efforts in the betterment of this community. Very, very awesome. And then right above it is this, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Look at that. Arthur H. James, governor, 1939 to 1943. So some granite here from my home state of Pennsylvania. Feels like I'm touching a little bit of back home. That is cool. So right above, right in front, if you're like me, you're from Pennsylvania, right in front, right on the corner is the plaque, and then right above it is the stone for Pennsylvania. Although with that being said, there may actually be another Pennsylvania stone somewhere on here. I am noticing that it's not just necessarily one stone from every state. Some states actually have multiple stones and whatnot. So there might be another Pennsylvania one on here somewhere. I'm gonna have to look around. I'm seeing a starfish up there, which is really cool. There's all kinds of really interesting things on here. There's some kind of like metal plaque up there, like a coat of arms or something. I mean, you could just look at this thing, like I said, forever and just notice all kinds of new things. I can't even read what some of the ones all the way up there at the very, very top say, but I love the coral there. Coral of the Gulf of Mexico. There's some coral from Key West, Florida. It's actually brain coral. That is really, really cool. So again, just really, really neat. It says Kissimmee, really big right there. Monument of the States. This is too awesome. That is neat. Again, so many different things. Look at New Mexico here. New Mexico didn't want to, they weren't playing around. I guess they were like, okay, let's donate a rock. Let's make it the biggest rock. And clearly out of all the different rocks and stones I'm seeing on this, yeah, I think New Mexico definitely, they went the route of John Hancock. They decided to be the biggest and the best. There's a stone up there from Delaware, my favorite state of all of the United States. There's Lee marble from Lee Marble Works Inc. in Lee, Massachusetts. So some marble from the Marble Works. So again, all sorts of interesting things. There's seashells I'm seeing up there. There's something from, I think, Argentina in the shape of an A. There's other just random stones sticking out. Like I said, it's really hard to read all of these. It just goes up so high. I can't even make out all the different stones and where they're from. Here's some more Florida coral. That is really neat. Something from Switzerland, like a big block of, I don't know, granite or whatever this is from Switzerland. Too cool. I gotta say though, that out of all the different stones and things that are placed into the concrete, this one here is the weirdest. It says human foot. I don't know if that's a casting of a human foot or maybe of a footprint or just a stone that looks like a footprint. I have no idea what the story behind the human foot is. Or maybe there's just a human foot in there. Maybe behind this there's a real live, well, not live, real dead human foot. Probably not, but that is interesting. Human foot. Like I said, there may very well be some more Pennsylvania here on the monument, and sure enough there is, from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the capital of Pennsylvania. The L.F. Beverlands, if I'm saying that right, not sure what that is. LFB, 1941. Pretty awesome. All the way from the state capital. I've been to Harrisburg once, I think. I should have gone back many, many more times. It was about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I lived in Pennsylvania, but that is so cool. A little bit more Pennsylvania here in Florida. So I'm just gonna keep on showing off all the Pennsylvania I find on the monument. This says Pennsylvania, J.A. and D.A. Evans, Elwood City. Not entirely sure where Elwood City is, but looks like a big piece of, I don't even know what that is, granite or marble, or I have no idea. Big kind of orangey stone from Elwood City. If you guys know where Elwood City is, or you're from Elwood City, or you've been to Elwood City, leave a comment down below. And if you know who J.A. and D.A. Evans are, also leave a comment down below. I spent way too long looking for this stone. I walked past it like 4 times, but there it is. Hyde Park Estate, President, USA, United States of America. This is the stone that Franklin Delano Roosevelt donated himself and actually carved into the rock is FDR. I haven't read anything about this, but did the president actually carve his own initials into the rock? Is that an actual carving by President Roosevelt? I have no idea. That is so cool. That is really, really interesting. I'm going to assume he was the one maybe who carved his initials into that rock that he donated. That is really Really neat. So right there, from Hyde Park Estate, from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the President of the United States of America, that's his stone right there. Around the monument, on the ground, it says, each name equals 1 bag cement. So I'm guessing these are all names from people who volunteered and people who donated cement. Foundation poured December 21st, 1941. Cornerstone, January 11th, 1942. Sand and rock by. So I'm guessing all these people here, all these names, all these businesses, these are all people who donated to building this, donated cement, maybe donated their time, maybe the volunteers as well. Look at all these different names out here. This is pretty neat. I would love for my name to be out here. Looks like it needs a little restoration work on some of these areas of concrete, but all these different names out here from people who donated cement, donated their time. There's more names up here as well. This is the honor roll cement donors, December 21st, 1941. So yeah, these are all cement donors. Look at that. All people who donated cement to have this built. I wonder if maybe at one point there was names here as well, and possibly over here where we can see the concrete's a little bit newer. It's been re-poured. Probably some issues where it was breaking like it is over there. You would think though they would put the names back, but I don't know. Maybe there was just never a name here. I like to think that there probably was, because there's names all the way throughout the entire area around the monument. So at one point there probably was names here. Why the city did not put those names back into the cement, I don't know. Again, I could be wrong. There could have never been names here at all, but I'm thinking there probably was. But that's really cool to have your name actually in the cement around the monument if you helped to donate cement to the cause. That is pretty neat. I wish my name was on here. I would totally, if they ever need cement again to redo this, and they're taking donations, and they say your name can be immortalized in the concrete, I would totally donate a bag of cement. There's another big stone plaque here in the ground that says, finished March 19th, 1943, monument sponsored by Kissimmee All-State Tourist Club, Inc., 1929 to 1943. There's the Kissimmee, I guess, logo. So maybe whatever that thing is right there, some kind of like, I don't know, is that a goat? Or I can't even tell what kind of animal that is right there. I think that is what whatever was kind of like up in that area. I'm not entirely sure. Parks and Recreation, dedicated by Senator Claude Pepper on 3/28/1943. Victory Walk, 3/19/1943. So I think, again, whatever that is, the goat or the cow, or I don't even know what kind of animal that is. I think that might be what that is. But again, I don't even know what that is. If you guys know, comments down below. So, like I was saying, before the days of Disney and Universal and SeaWorld, this is what drew people to the area. This was the kind of stuff that made people come out to Kissimmee. They wanted to see this amazing monument here, the Monument of the States here in Kissimmee, Florida. People would come from all around, would come to visit the area, would have to see this. They would come in droves to see the Monument of the States. However, with that being said, Disney couldn't be left out. Disney had to be a part of this, and it seems that no matter where you go in Florida, no matter what you're looking at, no matter what you're doing, Disney in some way or another always rears its head. This state is just synonymous with Disney, and sure enough, Disney was not left out of the Monument of the States. So on October 1st, 1971, Walt Disney World opened its doors here in Florida, not too far away, only a couple of miles away, only a few minutes drive from the Monument of the States. But predating Walt Disney World is a little bit more Disney history right here. Check this out. Presented to the city of Kissimmee, Florida from Walt Disney Studios, Gem and Mineral Society, Burbank, California, January 21st, 1966. So again, Walt Disney World did not even open until 1971, but in 1966, the Walt Disney Studios donated this gem, this mineral, whatever this hunk of whatever this is right here. They donated this. I don't know what kind of mineral this is. It's some kind of like, it definitely looks like a mineral, some kind of stone, but I don't know what exactly that is. If you know, leave your comments down below. But again, there's always Disney rearing its head here, no matter where you go in Florida. And sure enough, at the Monument of the States, there's a little bit of Disney right here from the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. Look at that. That is cool. Donated by Walt Disney himself. It is nice being here not during Christmas, so you can actually kind of climb up on top of the monument a little bit. Don't go too crazy. I wonder how many people have actually scaled this monument. I mean, it's like a step pyramid. Once you get to about there, you'd be kind of out of luck unless you're really good at climbing, but you could totally climb to that section pretty easily. I'm going to assume over the years, probably many people have climbed this. They're not supposed to climb it. Probably very illegal. If a cop drove by and saw you climbing this, in fact, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be standing up here, but if a cop drove by, saw you climbing this, I'm sure you would get arrested or at least yelled at quite a bit. But anyway, it's pretty awesome that you can at least climb up here and get a closer look at all the different stones to an extent. Again, you can't really get way up there. There's so many up there I can't really read or take a look at, unfortunately, but you can at least get a little bit closer to see the Ohio stone and the Pemberton, New Jersey stone and all the little stones and rocks around here. There's some more Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania. Look at that, some more Pennsylvania. I just keep finding Pennsylvania popping up all over the place. Look at that really cool tile right there, kind of like a Greek sort of tile. That is neat. So again, I don't know if you're actually supposed to be standing up here, but you can get at least a little bit closer of a view of all the different rocks. There's one from France right there. That is neat. Yeah, this is just too cool. I love it. There's something from Washington, PA. It says, I have no idea, Supting Miller Glass Company, Washington, Pennsylvania. Again, I'm not entirely sure where Washington, Pennsylvania is, but this is all glass right here. That is so neat. I know. I'm getting a little bit overexcited about this, but this is the kind of stuff I love. Looks like there's actually some like horns of a buffalo or something right up there, or a cattle, some kind of big horned animal. Maybe, yeah, I think maybe a buffalo. That is neat. I just keep noticing stuff. Like the more I look around this, the more I notice things I didn't even see before. I keep reading the stones and realizing, oh, this one's from there, or this one's from this state, or this one's from this country. And again, there's starfish, and there's something growing out of that one right up there. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but there's definitely something growing out of that. Again, you just keep noticing really cool, interesting things the more you look around at this. Speaking of things you should probably not be doing on the monument, not only should you not climb the monument, again, I'm sure many people have over the years, but don't do it. You should probably also try to refrain from skateboarding on the monument. As you can see, this curb has been very well skated. It's all waxed up. It's been grinded many, many times. Now, I will fully admit, I used to skateboard, so back in my teens, I probably would have looked at this curb and thought the same exact thing. Wow, that's a nice curb. Let's wax it up. Let's skate it. But now, as an adult, I'm thinking maybe not so much. Maybe try to stay away from the historical monuments. If you want to wax up a random curb in your town and skate it, I say, hey, go for it. More power to you. I used to do it. Go for it. But maybe try to stay away from the historical 1940s monuments. Maybe not the best thing to be skating. With that being said, though, I almost kind of wish I would have brought my skateboard. Of course, now that I say that, I do realize that if I were to actually try to grind this or do any tricks for that matter at the age of 41, I would probably be in the hospital. I'm not Tony Hawk. I'm not an old man who can still skateboard. I'm an old man who can push around on a skateboard. I can get from point A to point B, but you want me to do a kickflip or probably even an ollie or a simple 50-50 grind? Yeah, I'm gonna break something. I have been noticing all throughout the monument, there are spots where stones are actually missing. I wonder if those stones still exist somewhere, if maybe the town of Kissimmee has them. Maybe they fell out and they took them and put them somewhere safe, or maybe somebody stole them. I have no idea, but I do wonder if they still exist. And if they do, or even if they don't, someday when this is restored, when they refurbish the monument, they give it a new paint job and fix it up a little bit, because I'm sure it's only a matter of time until this does get some kind of refurbishment. I wonder if they'll actually replace those stones, if they'll get another stone from Ohio and stick it in there, or if they still have the stone, if they'll put it back in there. Again, I have been noticing all throughout here, little pieces where some stones are missing. I wonder if they'll ever actually replace those. All right, guys, so I think that's gonna do it from the Monument of the States here in Kissimmee, Florida. This is awesome. I had to come back out here, properly document this, do a nice long edited video for you guys, showing you guys all the details of this amazing monument, built in 1943 after the Pearl Harbor attacks in 1941, to show solidarity throughout the nation, throughout the world, and also, of course, to bring in the bucks, to bring in the tourists, to give people a reason to come here to Kissimmee, Florida, to check this out, to bring people into the town, a tourist destination, if you will. And it definitely worked at the time. Nowadays, people come to Florida and they go to Disney, they go to Universal, they go to SeaWorld, but I highly recommend it. If you got a little bit of time, we're not too far away from Walt Disney World. If you're going to Disney, we're not even too far away from Universal and SeaWorld. If you're at any of those parks and you've got a little bit of time on your hands, and you like the weird and the unique and the interesting and just something really cool, a bit of Florida history, some old school tourism, come out here and check this out. It is really cool. It's totally worth your time. You love the roadside attractions. This is definitely something you have to come out and see. So now that I can officially feel the sweat dripping down my back, it is very, very warm out here right now. That is gonna do it. Again, from the Monument of the States in Kissimmee, Florida. Pretty simple, easy drive from your typical tourist destinations. Come out here, check out this old school 1940s tourist destination. If you like the weird, you like the bizarre, you love the cool roadside attractions, again, you will not be disappointed that you came out here to check this out. But all right, guys, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna let you go. So as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check down below for links to Patreon. If you guys do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month from the road. Also check down below for a link to Spreadshirt, where you can grab yourself retro Rest Stop t-shirts. Proceeds, both from Spreadshirt and from Patreon, do help support the show, and they do keep the show going. Also hit that join button and become a member of this channel and gain early access to all my videos. And if you guys watch this video all the way until the very end, hashtag human foot. Hashtag human foot. What? If you guys watch this video all the way until the very end. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. So like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you do hit that subscribe button, or you are subscribed, then I will see you guys in the next video. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye. Hold on, guys, before I let you go, there's still one more thing I have to show you. So right here at the intersection where you will find the Monument of the States, you will also find these two mini monuments. These were also conceived and put up by Dr. Patisse. These were put up in 1951. They are simply road markers, street signs, if you will. How awesome is this? There were a number of these, I believe, in the area, but only two still remain. These are the two that still remain. This one right here and the one on the other side as well. How cool are these mini monuments of the States? So if you do come out here and you do take a look at the giant Monument of the States, be sure to look at the surrounding area, because I honestly missed these the first time I ever came out here. This is one of the reasons why I also wanted to come back out here, was to take a look at these. I completely missed them, but take a look at your surroundings, look around the circle, and you will notice these old street signs put up originally in 1951, and these are originals. This one here and the one across the street as well. These are original mini monuments of the States, old street signs. How awesome is that I love this kind of thing. Cool little pieces of weird trivia, little pieces of weird history, mini monuments of the states.